All right, guys, bear with me. I'm about to rant for a really long time. I am so ashamed, disappointed, disgusted with the Boston Red Sox for what they did today by trading Rafael Devers. Here's the problem with the trade. The Sox are saying that, and I'm paraphrasing here, the reason they traded him is because he's making a ton of money and he hasn't exactly lived up to the leadership that he should. But the thing about Devers is he was a third baseman. He ends up moving to DH. Imagine how much of an ego check that was for Devers. You're the star third baseman for the Boston Red Sox. You're one of the best players in baseball. And now all of a sudden, Bregman comes in and he takes your position. He takes your job. But Devers does go to DH. He gets off to a historically bad start, but then he becomes one of the best hitters in baseball despite that. That's even more impressive than being one of the best players, is that you have the worst start we've ever seen, and you look at your numbers, and nobody would even know that unless they watched. 905 OPS. You have 50 RBIs, which leads the American League. You got a 272 average, so you're hitting for power. You're getting on base. You're disciplined. You're working counts. You hit a home run off of Max Fried. How many hitters this season, lefty lefty, have home run off of Max Fried? If anybody actually knows that, please let me know. It can't be many. Like, Max Fried's been that good. His stuff's filthy. I mean, what are the Red Sox doing here? They traded Mookie Betts about 5 years ago. They did not re-sign Xander Bogaerts. Now, albeit Bogaerts probably wasn't worth the money he got, but still, I mean, as a franchise, these are your guys. Like, this is why you're a $5+ billion organization, is because the fans pay for these jerseys. They pay to watch these players. I have Mookie shirts. I have Bogart shirts. I have Devers shirts. JBJ, like, I mean, of course, they didn't trade him. Well, actually, they did trade him now that I think about it. But you guys get my point, is that, like, these are why we love the Red Sox, is to watch these players. We get attached to them. And trading Mookie hurt, but trading Devers, I mean, that was legitimately, and I feel like crazy saying this as a grown man, but I actually teared up for like 5 minutes straight because I followed Devers throughout the minors. I remember watching his debut. I remember him homering against the Mariners. Like, I remember these moments. Like, I'll cherish these the rest of my life. You know, if I ever have children, they're gonna ask about this, assuming that they are into baseball and like as big of a Red Sox fan as I am. If they end up doing that, and it's so shameful that the Red Sox would trade Devers to a team like the Giants, who aren't even giving us anything good in return. Sure, they're paying his full $250 million remaining contract, but you're the Red Sox. Like, you're supposed to be winning championships. You're supposed to be winning World Series. You just swept the Yankees 3 hours ago. And now all of a sudden you're trading your best franchise player. I get Bregman and Crochet have been our best players, but you're trading the franchise guy. When you think of the Red Sox right now, you think of Rafael Devers. Like, anyone who says another player is absolutely tripping balls, man. Devers is and was the Red Sox. And just as he started to get going and play at an MVP type of level, I get he's a DH, but I'm talking about just the way he's hitting. He's been phenomenal, and he's gone. And you look at the return that we got. We're going to get into everything, man. I have all of the sources and things like that. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram at Red Sox Palace if you already don't. But here's what the Red Sox are getting for Devers, and this is the biggest issue. So they're getting James Tibbs, Jose Bayo, Kyle Harrison, and Jordan Hicks. So a couple of minor leaguers like Jordan Hicks. So I'm pretty sure he has like, what's Jordan? Let's look at Jordan Hicks' stats. All right, Jordan Hicks has a 6.47 ERA, a WHIP of 1.54. I mean, he's 28 years old. He's got filthy stuff, but he's a 1-5 record. I mean, this guy is terrible. He's absolutely atrocious. And those prospects, I don't think there's anything really special about them. I mean, this is just shameful, man. I can't stress it enough. And then also another report came out from Devers' friends that he did not ask for a trade. He was happy in Boston. And then the reason why he was traded is because he didn't want to live up to his responsibilities and do the right things for the team. But isn't all that Devers done? It's been for the team. Like, he DH. He said he's willing to learn first base, just not right in the moment. Of course, the translator ended up messing it up. But even if Devers did refuse to play first base, which he didn't, it's justified because he's insanely hitting the baseball right now. I mean, Devers, again, he's playing at an MVP type of level. You can be a DH and be an MVP. Like, it probably won't happen. I mean, if Ortiz didn't get one, then no other DH is ever going to do it. Actually, Otani, it has been done. Now I think about it. Otani's an anomaly because he's literally the greatest of all time. But Devers is playing that well. I mean, we talk about Skubal. We talk about who else? Cal Raleigh and Devers and Judd. Like, those are the best players in the American League. And it's how do you trade him? He's 28. Devers is 28 years old. He's literally hasn't even played his best baseball yet. He's only going to get better. I mean, Poppy ended up getting better. Ortiz was 40 and still raking. I mean, Devers the next decade was going to be an absolute stud for the Red Sox, and you trade him to the Giants for mid prospects, a terrible closer. I think Hicks is a closer. He's actually, I mean, Hicks is a starting pitcher. My bad. I thought he was an elite pitcher. He used to be when he was with the Cardinals. I mean, he's got filthy stuff, so maybe like Andrew Bailey and maybe like the Sox can work with him. But it's just how, man, how can you make this trade if you're the Red Sox, especially 5 years after the Mookie trade? I was just like finally starting to get over the Mookie trade, and now all of a sudden for the next 5 years, I'm going to be thinking about the Devers trade. I mean, to me, this is actually worse than the Mookie trade because when the Red Sox traded Mookie, they weren't paying him anyway, so at least they got something. But they also shedded David Price's salary. But this Devers trade is that they already had him locked up, and then they said, "All right, well, they'll shed the entire salary. We'll give you like some crappy players back or whatever." I mean, that's the thing. If Mookie had been locked up and they traded him, completely different story. But Mookie wasn't locked up. Devers was. So that's kind of my thing. Is man, this just stings. I mean, we're talking about one of the all-time great Red Sox. I mean, Devers was on that type of trajectory. Not there quite yet. He's got to do a little bit more. But just because he wasn't again like a Mookie or a Pedroia or a Ortiz, like or a Manny, like even though he wasn't necessarily like that, I mean, at the same time, I mean, his numbers were still really good. You know, I never considered Devers to be like the leader, the spokesperson, like the outgoing guy, but he showed up and he played well, and he's been phenomenal. I mean, we're talking about Rafael Devers, over his last. Oh, how about just the Yankees? I mean, this season, guys. I mean, he's got 2 home runs, 4 hits, 4 runs. That's crazy, bro. Like, it's so impressive. Yankees got some really good pitching too. I mean, Devers, guys. I'm not gonna go over all the numbers, but he's been phenomenal. I mean, can't stress it enough of what he's done this year. And so as a Red Sox, it's sad to see him go. But I mean, it just sucks too because I'd love to be like, oh, boycott the Sox, but like nobody's gonna do that. It's kind of the thing. That's why the Red Sox can get away with it because nobody's gonna actually stop buying merch and stop watching the games on TV and going to the games. Like I'm sure the Red Sox. Well, we're on the road. We're on a West Coast trip, but like the following week after that, when the Sox come back to Fenway, it's going to be sold out. I mean, it's just I can't wait to see how the Red Sox broadcast reacts. But the thing with that is that they can't really say what's on their mind because they're being employed by the Red Sox. You can't go up there and just absolutely bash Breslow and bash John Henry because you're going to lose your job very, very quickly. So that's the thing is, if anything, it'd be better off to listen to the Giants or not the Giants. Sorry, who do we play? Who do we play tomorrow? We play the Giants over the weekend. I think the Mariners, right? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I have the luxury to listen to both broadcasts because with my subscription. So I'm going to be interested to see what the Mariners broadcast has to say about this. I mean, no other team is doing this. Is the thing. No other team is going out there and trading their franchise superstar in the middle of their prime or entering their prime. Like you look at the Angels locked up Trout, the Yankees locked up Judge. Who else? The Dodgers locked up Mookie once they got him. Obviously, they traded for him, so that was going to happen. Who I can't think of anything. I can't really think at all right now. But I'm sure you guys can kind of put two and two together of some recent stars that got paid. And yeah, I mean, wow, this is just shocking. I can't even wrap my mind around it. I mean, I knew Mookie was going to get traded, but Devers, I didn't think he would get traded. And it's just for stupid reasons too. I mean, it just seems like the Red Sox are trying to put all the blame on Devers and say that he wasn't showing up with the right attitude. But the bottom line is that I look at his numbers and he sure as hell was living up to that contract. If anything, he was exceeding it. But Devers just continues to be really, really good. And he also he's another lefty in the lineup to go with Meyer and to go with Anthony and Duran. It's just I love all these lefties they got, of course. And then you got a Christian Campbell, like a Trevor Story, and another lefty that's hurt right now is Casas too. So I just like the balance we have in the lineup. You got like Wong if he can get going. I mean, he was hitting 333 a year ago to this point. Now he can't even. He's literally doesn't even have a hit on the road, and he doesn't even have an RBI. I don't know if that ground ball double play hit into counted as an RBI, but yeah, I mean the Sox offense is just so loaded. But the reason it's so loaded is because you got even Bregman too. Bregman's another righty, but that's the thing is that's why it was so dangerous. It's just because of the versatility and the way you can construct the lineup, whether it's a lefty or righty. Even if there is a lefty out there, okay, you go to Romy Gonzalez, you go to Rob Refsnyder, hit him lead off. So and the offense was so good. It's just the Red Sox were a couple of arms away from being a dangerous team, and unfortunately, I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to win the World Series without Devers. I'd be shocked. I mean, I just can't see a world where that happens. I mean, especially because it's just got to be a killer. Like, how do you justify saying you want to win championships and then you trade Mookie, you trade Devers, you don't bring back Bogarts, and man, I don't even want to talk more about it. To be honest, with you, that's all I got, man. It's just fucking ridiculous, man. Excuse my language, but just so sick of this team and this franchise, man.